Hi guys, how are you? This is Leslie of Succulent Social once again, and I hope you're doing good. So this beautiful thing that I have here with me is the Graptoveria Debbie, which is really compact right now, and it has a lot of babies. In terms of color, it's not in its best color right now, and I know why exactly. This Debbie has been trying to get my attention since summer to actually remove its offset. Back then, these offsets were just really tiny. And it was like the perfect size and the perfect time to actually remove them, but we got really busy, and now the offsets have their own offset. So I'm so sorry, my dear. We just got really busy, but now is your turn. So this is our Debbie, and this has actually a very nice color into it. It's a bit of a purplish pinkish shade, and once you have it in summer or when exposed to good amount of sun, they actually turn really pink. Some even do about like pinkish orangey color to it, which is really lovely. But now we are actually in our autumn, and where it's been kept is not actually getting a lot of sun, so that's why the color is not as striking as I hoped it to be. I'm gonna show you a photo here of how it looked like before, and you will see it in its full bloom of color. So it has this gray purplish shape color. Now the problem with touching this Debbie, it has actually a very thick farina, which is the wax that is coating the leaves, and it serves as their sunscreen. So I really don't like touching the upper part of it. Now I'm going to repot them and remove all the offsets. So I have my tools here with me. So when they're actually potted like this, and it's very compact, it's very tight, the best way for me to actually remove them is to remove them totally out of their pot. So I'm just massaging it like this so that I can remove it from the pot. There we go. Ooh, it actually rained a few days back, so the soil is still really wet, but as you can see, there's a good root system here. Under, of course, would be a lot of dried leaves, and that's okay. It just means that they're actually they've used those leaves for growth, they're growing. But as we do our removing of offset and repotting, of course, that's the best time to actually clear up those leaves and clean them, so that when you repot it, there will be a good air circulation, and they're just gonna be looking clean, and they can breathe more and all that. So of course, this is a Graptoveria, which is a mix of Graptopedalum and Echeveria, and that's how they put in their offsets. There will be stems, and they will grow from there. Now what I always do when I'm removing offsets is, instead of cutting them, I always try to pull them, because sometimes there are already roots that are growing from the stems. So if I actually pull them, there's a good chance that I will be able to take the root with it. There we go. So at least it already has some roots. I'm just gonna put it aside. So this Graptoveria Debbie it loves sun. As I mentioned earlier, it's best to give it around, I'd say, 4 to 6 hours of sun, and they will have beautiful colors then. In terms of watering, as with any succulent, they actually get easily rot if they are overwatered. In fact, with succulents, it's easy to kill them with overwatering than underwatering. And if you underwatered your succulents, it's easier to fix it than overwatered succulents. With pests, the only pest that I know of from Debbie would be mealybugs, of course. Sometimes, especially this center part here, they could get mealybugs. And the problem with succulents that have thick farina is when you try to treat the mealybugs by spraying, they will leave marks like this, even if you just use a very like diluted water and soap solution. So it's very mild, but still leaves a mark. It just adds character, I think, but that's as long as the mealybug is gone, that's okay. Or sometimes if it's just one or two, you can just use a toothpick and actually just take them off and remove them. All right, so now this is the mama plant, and as you've noticed, I keep touching only the underside of the leaves, just so that I will not touch the farinas on top. Okay, so I've already removed most of the babies or the offsets. Now what I'm gonna do is, there you might have noticed in our videos, but whenever I do remove offsets or we do a repotting, there are two things that I do as well, which is to clean out all the dried leaves, and two is to actually take some leaves for propagation. So we're gonna remove some leaves here. There we go. It's easy to remove them, so just wiggle them a bit. Sometimes you may find them like doing a crisscross growth, and basically you just get what is at the bottom. Okay, so the other thing that I want to mention is, since I have a lot of cut wounds or open wounds here, because this is from where we actually remove the offsets, so I'm gonna not plant it. I'm not gonna plant it straight away, even if my soil is dry. I'm gonna let it callus, but I will also add in some cinnamon powder. Cinnamon powder acts as a antifungal for them, so I just get a little bit of brush filled with cinnamon powder, and I just put it right there. You could also just, you know, get a pinch and just put it, but my my gloves are full of soil, so I'll just use this as well. Okay, and then I am now going to just put it in a small pot like this. There's nothing inside. I'm just gonna put it down there, so it will stay here for about 3-4 days maybe, just for it to completely callus. And when I say callus, that's when the open wounds dry, and what it does, it actually protects the stem, this part of the plants, from absorbing any fungal infection from the soil. So we'll keep it aside. Now I want us to look at the babies. Okay, so here are the babies that we have. They will also be kept for air dry, because the ends of their stems here have open wounds. I'm also gonna put in some cinnamon into them. All right. Okay, so now what I have would be a lot of these leaves. There we go. And what I usually do with these leaves is that we just leave them. You know, pluck them away, put them in trays like this where they can get air circulation. And basically, I'm gonna show you. So I just put them in trays like that and leave them there. You have to walk away and forget about them, but you have to properly name them as well, because sometimes, I know today that this is a Debbie, but as time goes by, it might you know, be mixed with something else, and I don't know what they are. So what we usually do is just put them in the side, put a name on them, or You could also just name the leaves itself. Let's just say Deb. This is Deb. Yeah, I'm just gonna put names on all of them so that when they grow I will know exactly. It doesn't hurt the plant, and I'm happy. I'm okay to touch the farina now because I mean, this is not going to be part of the main plant anymore. It will just grow on its own, and basically I will just leave them here until they grow pups. We don't water them. There's no water, there's no soil, there's no sun exposure until the pups are out. Okay, so I'm sure you see some places wherein they miss them. I don't really need to do that because this leaf right here has enough nutrients, has enough water storage, enough nutrients to actually shoot up and support a pup that will grow from this side of the leaf. All right, there we go. Right, so now we have here the main mama plant, we have the offsets, and we also have the leaves down here, which are the two basic propagation techniques or method that we use for Graptoveria Debbie, which is by offsets. We cut the offsets off, and then we also do leaf propagation. And at this point, it's just a waiting game. This mama plant will be potted in about 4 days, 3-4 days, and then same with the offsets, and then it's just going to be a waiting game when they grow. And this will take, of course, even longer. Maybe it's now autumn, so maybe 4 to 6 months before they grow roots. They grow their pups, and then they will be moving forward from there. So I might be able to show you the pups when they are they have grown. And yeah. Alright guys, it's been 2 months now, and I just want to show you what happened to the Debbies. So here they are. If you remember, I actually planted them in this smaller pots, and now I want to show you, if I pull it a bit, there is resistance, right? It won't pull on its own, which is an indication that there's already roots that have just formed in here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Debbies here. I don't know where is the mama plant. Where did I put it? Ah, here it is. Here we go. The mama plant is here. At this stage, they're a bit lacking sun because I've kept them in a shaded area just while they're doing its roots. But I'm happy with the colors that they are showing. And then since they are already well rooted, we're gonna move them to the place where they can be slowly introduced to sun. So yay, this is a good thing. All the cuttings are doing well, so I'm happy. Now let's check on the leaf propagation. All right, I'm gonna bring you here to a place where we have kept the leaf propagation for the Debbies. So as you can see, here are the ones that we've put the names before, and after 2 months there are a lot of fruits, but there are no babies yet. Let me see if there's anyone with babies. I don't think so. So at this stage, when they're like this, we just roots, I'll just leave them, and hopefully after a few more weeks or maybe even a month, they might start to show some more babies. So and sometimes this will happen. Sometimes they will just rot. That's okay, especially this time of the year we're in. It's very cold, it's winter, so it's actually a risk of doing leaf propagation because they will not have quick growth as compared to, I don't know, maybe spring, where it's very easy for the leaves to grow pups. But at least they're still there, they're still intact, they're not rotting, they're showing signs of growth. So I'm very happy. And that's about it for our video about Debbie. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put it in the comment section below. If you'd like to share some tips on how to grow this type of succulents, please share it to the rest of the community. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel and maybe click on the notification bell button as well, so that you will know when our next video is out. And you can also follow us on other social media channels that we have. So until next time, see you, bye.